Winnats Pass. As you approach Winnats Pass from Castleton, take the left turn up the pass. Look up the hill. You can see the winding and narrow road up Winnats Pass. This deep route runs between the towering pinnacles of limestone on either side. The wind swirls, and it's no wonder that there is a legend of the pass being haunted by two murdered lovers. When you head through Winnats Pass, it is difficult to imagine that this once would have been at the bottom of a tropical ocean. They are fossilized sea creatures in the limestone rocks, which date back to 350 million years ago, when this would have been at a coral reef. The deep ravine forming when the underground cave system collapsed. This cave system was created after melting glaciers wore away at the rocks, allowing streams of water between the cracks. As the limestones dissolved, these deepened the cracks and fissures, opening up to create large caverns with thin roofs. When these collapsed, they formed steep-sided valleys like the one here at Winnats Pass. But the history of Winnats Pass doesn't just end with the formation of ravine. Instead, there is much communal myth and speculation surrounding the Era Pass. In 1758, local couple Alan and Clara eloped to get married, after their families strongly disapproved of their union, once hailed as the Gretna Green of England. Alan and Clara eloped to Peak Forest Chapel to marry in secret. On their way there, they stopped in Castleton and drew attention to themselves due to their fine clothes. When they headed through Winnats Pass, they were followed by 5 local miners who mugged and murdered the young couple before disposing of their bodies in a mine shaft, where they were found a decade later. Although the couple are now buried in the church in Castleton, it is said that their ghosts roam the pass, and screams at sundown are reportedly heard. But is this Alan and Clara, or just the swirling winds trapped in the ravine? As you approach the top of the pass, turn right at the bottom. Turn right passing Blue John Caverns, Old Mamtor Road. Old Mamtor Road leads down to Castleton, which no longer is a road used for any form of transport today because of a landslide. The landslide originated at least 3,000 years ago, determined from radiocarbon dating material recovered from the slide. The slide is recognised as one of the major land movements in the British Isles. In 1802, the Manchester and Sheffield Turnpike Company decided to bypass the existing road up Winnats Pass by constructing a new road at an easier gradient across Mamtor landslide. Since the construction of the road, major works have been carried out. 1912, 1933, 1946, 1952 and 1966. On the latter occasion, the road was closed for 6 weeks. The movements relate closely to periods of heavy rain determined from rainfall records. The combination of hot, dry summer in 1976 followed by heavy winter weather rains resulted in a major movement occurring in February 1977. The 1977 movement resulted in 600 millimeters 2 feet steps appearing in the carriageway, and on the downhill slide of the upper road cracks appearing, leaving a 2.5 meter 8 feet unsupported face adjacent to the uphill lane. The road was patched and limited to single lane over the affected area and kept open until 1979. In 1979, the road was closed to through traffic, which today still remains closed in 2021. You still can get up Winnats Pass, which is a 28 gradient height. It is very difficult if you're in a car or a long vehicle. It is limited to a weight limit on Winnats Pass. But when you get to the top, the views are stunning. Climb Mamtor to look down Winnats Pass, or even look down towards Castleton area and everything. You can see all sorts of views across. The sunsets, the sunrises are beautiful too. This is a highly recommended place to visit.